Yoy!
I'm not gonna worry about your level of concern.
Yoy and double yoy!
We talking about Twitter.
Triple yoy!
Think of how stupid the average person is, and then realize half of them are stupider than that.
Quadruple yoy!
I believe in the United States of America, and I believe in the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Let Matt Canada cook.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, not the Baltimore Ravens, as of this morning, are a playoff team.
It's time for what Jin's talking about. The conversation about the Steelers' social media conversation. It's a special edition. I'm Kyle Chrise. Joining me, as always, is Greg Benevent.
Hello.
On the ones and twos, we've got number 18, Andy Van.
Hey.
And our special guest in the hot seat, in the Mario seat, is
What's happening?
Dallas comic, Texas comic.
Born in Texas, New York City comic mostly.
Oh, New York comic all of a sudden.
20 years, slow it down. Just from Texas, so, yeah.
You've seen his dry bar special on YouTube. It's Dustin Chafin.
Yay! Yay! What's up? So exciting.
And not just because you're a funny comic, you are a lifelong Steelers fan.
I am. I grew up in Dallas, Texas, and I feel like a lot of people get angry when you're not from Pittsburgh. Usually Browns fans.
Yeah.
They're just like, how you can't just be bandwagon. It's like, look, if you're a fan before puberty, it's legal. You know what I mean? Like, it's since 7 years old. I'd made a bet with my father they were going to beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Bam, they beat them. And then won $7, and was a fan ever since.
So this is like some kind of this is a daddy issue, really.
I just want to. I just always wanted Chuck Noll to raise me, but yeah.
We've got a special show for you today. Since it's fantasy football season, we're not doing the same old fantasy draft. That's what all them other shows do.
Sure, definitely not anything I'm involved with. Yes,
that's right. You refuse fantasy.
I won't play fantasy,
which we haven't. We've never really gotten into that. Why?
No,
but
I don't know. I don't like it. I feel uncomfortable just talking about it. My shoulders are rising up.
It's a lot of work,
I guess.
A lot of time.
It never works out, and it's not fun. It's one of those things that strains relationships. I don't need it. Life's difficult enough.
So fantasy TV is okay. Star Wars.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm not drafting that, but yeah.
But
porn,
football.
any of that stuff. But
and you're not a fantasy guy either, Dustin?
I'm not. Everybody always tries to get me in. I mean,
yes.
I don't miss a game, and I do all that stuff, but I just can't. I just it's the Steelers. That's all I care about.
Yes, thank you.
I don't really care about anybody else.
And that's what I'm talking about. It's just about the Steelers. So coming at you today, an only Steelers fantasy draft, all-time Steelers. We've got the three of us and the eternal wisdom of Chat GPT. Drafting I'm doing like a kind of like an NFL Blitz style roster. If you ever played Blitz, the arcade game,
a while ago,
I think I was in the local Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah,
there you go.
Okay, so we're gonna do a Blitz style draft of 10 total Steelers, 5 offense, 5 defense, any alignment you want. You don't want any offensive linemen. You just want 4 wide receivers and a quarterback. Fine.
Okay.
You just want all linebackers. You're just going to rush the QB and see if they can get the ball off in time. That's your prerogative. It's all Steelers. Any combination, 5 offense, 5 defense, and it's coming up in just a moment. Let's first take a little commercial break, and then we'll get this thing started. I've got the lineup, actually. The order is, with the overall pick, get ready, because after the commercial break, you'll be on the clock, Dustin.
Oh, no, I just got this Burbank Comedy Festival pen. It's not working.
Only 1 week after the festival.
It just crapped out on me.
All right. Dustin's on the clock.
Oh, yes.
Stay tuned for these messages.
I'm excited. I'll be ready.
Raise your brand, you got it. Raise your brand, you want it. You got confidence, secure.
Feeling confident? Raise your brand. Got 150 million? Raise your brand. Need AI solutions to carbon-based insurance problems? Raise your brand and reach for Acrisure.
Confidence, confidence, tried and secure. Raise your brand, Acrisure. Raise your brand, Acrisure.
All right, you've had time to change the dial. If you're still here, then you're ready for the all-time Steelers fantasy draft. On the clock.
Okay, wow.
With pick number 1, Dustin Chafin. Your choice from any time in Steelers history.
I'm going to go, this person I feel like is the Picasso, the Eddie Van Halen of the position, strong safety, Troy Polamalu.
Can't argue with that.
That's a great choice.
I mean, just flying around and just the commitment to the game and the team and just overall sweetheart of a guy. Just amazing. The hair, it's everything. Just amazing.
Maybe, I mean, it's hard to say if he's my favorite Steeler of all time, but he's got to be top 3, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, especially that era, you know, the 2000s or whatever. It's like nobody was better. I mean, we got re-excited, I think, about Steelers football with him.
There'll never be another player maybe like that.
No,
I can't see
that kind of position. I mean, a guy who plays a position like that, that's sort of going out of style. You don't see as much of that anymore.
I mean, Mintz, you know, he's what, Fitzpatrick, is that the guy? Yeah, he's playing as close to him, you know, I feel like, you know, as anybody I've seen in a while. I have good hopes for him, I think. You know.
Okay, well,
yeah,
absolutely. Not if I draft him on my team. Greg, you are now on the clock with the 2nd overall pick.
All right. With the 2nd overall pick, since we kind of kept the rules of this very intentionally loose, I'm going to draft Terry Bradshaw.
Nice.
I never saw him play in person. I kind of believe that if we're doing this at like any time kind of exists, I would be fascinated to see what Terry, from what I've seen in the clips, would be like in today's game. I imagine he could run. I imagine that arm is just as strong. The kind of person that can call their own plays would be quite useful in today's, run option kind of offense. So I'll go with that.
And sings country music pretty well.
Actually, he keeps telling me. You mentioned that. Was it the steaks or the booze? Which was the other one you said was? Or no, hamburgers.
He has the whiskey.
The whiskey.
Well. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
But yeah, he had that country hit in like 82 or something.
Well, he was all over the place. Yes. Cannonball Run, like all, just all those movies and stuff. He was great.
The Burt Reynolds movie. Well, Cannonball Run, but there was another Burt Reynolds movie, I think.
I saw him in.
I understand.
What was Bruce Campbell's series that was on Fox for like a week?
Oh, was he in that?
Yeah.
I know you're talking Evil Dead thing.
No, but it was like they were going through time or something. Yeah, there was
okay.
old time. I totally figured this was. But anyway, he was like a colonel in that. And I was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah,
like
he's funny.
Could Bradshaw called his own plays for Noel? Do you think a quarterback like that could call his own plays today, or is it the game gotten too complex?
Ben would, the second half of the game, he would.
That's true.
Yeah.
And even then, they give him a handful of plays and say, pick one. You can definitely do that with Bradshaw in today's tape study and all of this. And yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, the pick is now on to me.
Okay.
The number 3 overall, and you know, this might be a little controversial since we're going all eras of Steelers, but I look at this guy as, and I've said it on this podcast before, I think he's on pace to become the greatest Steeler of all time, greater than Joe Green, greater than James Harrison, and I'm talking about number 90, TJ Watt.
Yes.
Yes. Crazy to think number 3 overall maybe, but I'm really projecting that this guy, I mean, he changes the game. And you know, at any moment he could be the game-winning play. I
mean, that winning percentage they have when he's healthy, it's similar to what Mahomes is in Kansas City. Didn't I read that once?
I don't know. I think he is the greatest ever, but he needs to pace himself. I will say that.
Gets hurt a little too often.
Well, I'm so excited we don't have an AFC North game out of the gate.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like everybody can calm down a little bit. It's San Fran. Calm it down. We don't have to go lose everybody. In the first game. So that was crazy last year. That affected the whole season.
Oh yeah.
No. I think we would have been in the playoffs for sure if that hadn't happened. But he is phenomenal. He's great. He gets people excited. He's like Troy. He gets people excited about Steelers football again. Great celebration dance. just great.
Yeah, I mean, it like you said though, it changes. It can change the entire complexion of a game just in moments, just in 1 second.
Yeah, but he's definitely, and and then have his brother there and everything. It's just there's like so much. It's like a family reunion over there.
It's like a frat. It's not a football team.
It's like my little brother, my little brother. You're like, what's happening right now?
All right, let's. We've got Chat GPT on the clock, and the pick is in.
Hello, I'm Chat GPT with the 4th pick. I choose Jerome Bettis.
Jerome Bettis, the
wow.
bus.
The
Whoa.
bus. Wow. Okay.
Technology speaks. Okay.
I mean, I don't even know if he would be my first running back off the board, really.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I
But
mean, that's
a tough question.
I don't think it's going to take my job anytime soon.
Well, here's what Chat GPT says. Jerome Bettis' powerful running style and ability to break tackles make him a valuable asset for my offense. The bus has been a Steelers legend and a consistent performer, making him a solid choice for my team's running back position. I don't know, all right.
I mean, he was consistent for a long, long time in the 90s. I mean, and he continued to play even after, he's consistent short yardage. So, yeah, I mean, the consistent part I buy.
But watching Franco when we watched him run that race, and I just think like we a couple weeks ago they had footage of it was the Reds versus the Steelers of the 70s, and they did a 4x100 race. Okay, and Franco he's like 6-something, big man, and he was trucking by these baseball players.
Oh, that's amazing.
So
Oh, yeah, the video was glitching, and he was still flying in front of them. That was really something to see.
Well, we're going to snake the draft for round 2, so Chat GPT is back on the board. And the pick is in... Is it? The pick isn't in. He's thinking.
Hello, I'm Chat GPT with the 5th pick. I choose Joe Green.
Mean Joe
that's
Green.
A pretty cool, yeah.
Obvious.
That's a pretty good one. That makes up for any questions I had about the Bettis pick from the technology.
Yeah, he's got Bettis on offense and now Mean Joe on defense. I guess since I have the next pick, I should probably go offense. Man, I really didn't want to.
That Joe Green commercial as a child, I think that's probably the reason I'm a Steelers fan. With that Coke commercial, you're a kid. He's like, oh, yeah, he's such a good dude. He like threw the jersey to the kid. Crying, tearing up thinking about it. That commercial is phenomenal.
Today, if that kid got into that hallway,
how'd you get here?
Taking him down. Mean Joe, they'd be like, get him.
Canceled.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So now the pick is on to me, man, and I really don't want to go quarterback yet, but my man is on the board, and I don't want you guys to take him, but I was really going to go another way with quarterback.
Oh, so we're doing a couple of quarterbacks.
Well, you don't have to. It's just
five of whatever. We're trying to keep this as loose as possible.
You know what?
Not making rules.
No, you know what? I'm not going quarterback yet. Okay. Because I'm going. Look, I got TJ, and I know you might not like that pick, but you're not going to like this one either. With my second pick, I'm going offense. Number 86. Shoot, I can't remember his number.
I don't know which one.
Antonio Brown!
84.
84. I said 86 like he was Heinz Ward.
I was curious. I mean, it's... Well, I mean, I'm assuming that in this fantasy world, like you're getting like video game AB, like he only exists in the game, like it doesn't happen. It doesn't have a life outside of that.
I'm taking the risk. I'm taking the risk that he might give up on my fantasy squad at any time. But while he's there,
this is before the hit, right?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
If we're playing the Bengals, I might bench him.
I see.
That's very important.
All right, Greg, round 2. You took Bradshaw first.
Yes.
What are you going next?
I'll take maybe the greatest Steeler I saw play in person, and I used to see him at the Golf-In driving range next to that Chuck E. Cheese by my home. I'll take Rod Woodson.
Rod Woodson.
There you go.
Same thing, an all-time great. You're not going to find someone like how they found him with the 26th pick in that draft.
No, I think he was number 10. I think
was he high? Okay,
yeah.
I knew he was somewhere. But even then, I knew it was somewhere lower than I thought it would be. But yeah, that again, the kind of thing you can't get anywhere else at any draft. I can take him and make him into anything. So I'll sit with that.
You're right. I need a corner. I can't just have all linebackers here. Okay, Dustin, for the second pick, it's on to you.
All right, we're going to do another wide receiver, another Picasso, Lynn Swann.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
I mean, guy took ballet just so he had better feet. Come on. That's commitment. I remember that as a kid. I was like, how crazy is that? He's in a little tutu. Just like, oh, go on.
Nobody does anything weird like that today. You never hear it's like, oh, someone was, he was out skiing or something to work on his hip flexibility. Or, you never hear.
I just thought that was the craziest, coolest thing when I was a kid.
If there was Twitter back in the day, you would have seen Lynn Swann posting his ballet recitals.
The Instagram thing, and there'd be some kind of agreement with them and a hashtag.
He's like doing the new Nutcracker. Like it would be a whole thing.
And that might be my first Steeler, because I didn't really follow the Steelers until the 80s, but I think seeing Lynn Swann on Mr. Rogers was kind of like my first, Steelers, I don't know, Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know.
Just all those clips, man. You've seen the clips. I mean, he just dancing into the. It's beautiful. It's like poetry watching him play.
If he played today, you didn't where you could hit. You knocked him out dead back then. Now you can't really touch the receivers. It would be a different. He might be one of those guys that. Kind of like, I don't want to say like Calvin Austin, just with that get that breakaway speed, but it would be something. He'd be pretty wild today.
Oh, yeah, and he could still out-leap the guy. I mean,
he was tall. I think he was pretty tall,
push him away, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and...
Is he still at USC? Where's he at now? What's he doing?
That's the last I heard. He had some position with them. Was it athletic director? Or
yeah,
something?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Dustin, we're going to snake around. You get the third pick.
Oh, I wasn't ready. Wow.
And we've got the PFF all-time rankings of Steelers here. Surprisingly, we'll go best five on the board right now. They've ranked Ben Roethlisberger, greatest Steeler ever. Mike Webster, second. He's still on the board. Jack Ham, third, still on the board. Joe Green, fourth. He's been off. And Bradshaw is fifth off. So interesting how PFF ranks them.
Cool. I'm going to go tight end, Heath Miller.
Hey,
Heath Miller, tight end, early in the. That's early.
That's a good choice.
But you know what? There aren't many tight ends in Steeler history to really pull from.
There's not.
No.
Yeah. He's like the first one I can think of that you remember and names and everything.
I mean, like trying to think of the dynasty.
I've only ever heard my mother mention Benny Cunningham.
Cunningham.
That's the only name I've heard from the old days. Eric Green had one good season and then left.
Yeah, Eric Green was something.
But that's kind of it. I mean, Mark Bruner, maybe a tight end with the biggest influence other than Heath, just because he became such a big deal with scouting. I mean, it's, he was a great blocker. But, they didn't really use the tight end a whole lot in any era of Steeler history other than Miller.
Well, that was even the thing with Benny Cunningham is like Lynn Swann was like, yeah, we drafted this guy. He's great. And then Chuck Noll was like, can you block? And,
Yes, that's how that was.
I have a little history of knocking on Noll era. But I just kind of feel that, like, they drafted all these Hall of Famers. It's like if you had the 92 Olympic Dream Team as your basketball team, you wouldn't be like, oh, this was the greatest coach ever. It's like, no, you had all these Hall of Famers,
No,
so that's kind of,
Come on, first of all, I mean, the commitment to the team. I mean, how long was he with the Steelers? I mean, gosh,
like
come on,
69 to 80, 80?
I think Tomlin's probably going to be longer.
91.
Tomlin's probably going to be longer. Like if he has a decent season, it's never getting rid of him.
And they're not letting him go until he wants to go. We've talked about that a million times.
Yeah.
Tomlin is with us.
Or until the president says, I need your help, Mike. I need you to be my VP, right?
He'd be a great VP.
Yes.
I think he'd be a great senator, and that's not a lie. I think he could run for office and win. And he would. I mean, if you didn't vote for Mike Tomlin, like, turn in your towel right there.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Moving on. All right, Greg, you're the third pick.
I don't have any offensive weapons yet. I should give myself one. I'll take Stallworth. I haven't had an offensive player yet. Again, just like everything else we said. I mean, someone that could play in any era. I mean, and somebody that today I think would really do even better today, where you couldn't be as physical with him, but he could maybe be a bit more physical with you.
Yeah, definitely. He was a big boy, and I mean, what's the comparison? I don't know. Is it like
I keep coming back to Megatron, but that's the only thing I can think of. I mean, off the top of my head, or even a guy that big. Almost comparing to like some of the tight ends you see today, the way they play. Since it's not so much blocking, it's a lot of a dude being big and fast and running hard. So
yeah, it's like you got the size of our tight end. That number 80, we got that tight end, and okay, it's on to me now. So I still don't have. You know what? You guys are gonna sit and make me pick my man.
I'm so nervous. Like I gotta get a good one.
I'm gonna take him. He's my man. I'm a Ben fanatic.
There you go.
You know,
Okay. I respect that. I respect
It's
that.
going to happen
They do.
sooner or later.
I respect it.
You know, PFF calls Ben the greatest Steeler of all time.
I mean, I don't know how they do the points, but he is 58 points ahead of number 2.
Yeah.
I have no idea how we determined this, but okay.
The dude just wins game. You know, I got TJ Watt who can win a game on any single play, and I think
Certainly.
Ben the same in the fourth, win a game on any
Or lose,
you know,
but yeah.
I can only think of the only time he lost was the interception against Denver in the end zone to AB. Remember, that was kind of the start of the AB split, right? Where he was like, AB should have went like
I think
this.
that was when it became
It
more
wasn't just Denver. It was Tebow.
Oh, that was years prior. What Dustin's talking about.
Yeah,
It
he's
was-
bringing up the dark memories.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I still, oh, God.
Did you watch the Tebow thing, the Florida thing on Netflix?
Don't
And I
think
was
so, no.
and they're just like, yeah, Tebow. It was just like a big Tebow love story, and I'm just thinking, man, this guy is the villain. He's not the hero.
Yeah, he gets so many chances. Can you imagine if comics got that many chances? It's like all the sitcom.
I wish I was the Tebow of comedy.
it's like, oh, you ruined that show. Okay, it's off the air. I will give you another one. Come on, let's go. Nobody watches it. Let's give you something else.
I'm more like the sheesh. What am I? I'm more like the. I'm like the Aaron Krusek. Who's that wideout that they took after the cuts and then they
Oh yeah, he was on the team for like 8 days.
Yeah.
The guy, he got like he got caught a couple passes and returned a kick in the Atlanta game, and then he was cut. Yes, I don't even know how you say it. I think Krusek, something like that.
That would be me. I would be I'd be the Alonzo Graham of comedy. Okay, so wait. We're now on to Chat GPT. Okay.
Aren't we on? Oh yeah, because you just picked.
I
Ben,
picked
right.
Big Ben. You guys let me sneak with Big Ben. I don't know.
Well, I'm not getting 2 quarterbacks. I haven't played NFL Blitz in a long time. I don't think it lets you do that.
Well,
Maybe
I
it
might.
does.
Well, if you guys leave
I'm wrong.
Cordell on there, I might go for another weapon
Oh,
like
it's
that.
a wide route. When we get to 8 or 9 or 10, absolutely.
Okay, so the last picks were Antonio Brown, then Rod Woodson, then Lynn Swan, and then
I keep looking at all these sheets.
Keith
too.
Miller. I know we've got all these cheat sheets here, and it doesn't mean a thing.
Right.
No, I'm just like.
But I'm so glad you did this because I wouldn't
stressing.
remember half these guys.
Oh no, it's so tough. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Chat GPT on the board. Ooh. I think it's in.
I think it is. Okay.
Hello, I'm Chat GPT with the next pick. I choose Jack Lambert.
Jack
Oh,
Lambert.
well, that's a good call.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a good
How did
call.
we let that guy slip so far?
Well, I mean,
Because of his teeth? No.
we're not exactly prepared for our first game in September. I think we're kind of. The scouts weren't working.
Tell me if this is a hot take. This might be the hottest take yet.
This is very exciting.
I don't know if Jack Lambert would be able to play in the league today. I don't know if he might
Not enough
he might be a
finesse.
pro, but he might not be.
No, is that what you mean? Like, no, seriously. Like, I mean, because I don't know what I was gonna say, but
He might be able to play, but I don't think he would be a Hall of Famer in today's game. I
Yeah.
think he's a little undersized, maybe. And
well, it's not like Watt, who's so conditioned,
yeah, I don't know. Call me crazy.
Well, but I mean, if we're going with this, parallel dimension where he is playing today, I mean, I think he would be in similar condition because they all are now. There's no guy like that isn't. So I find it hard
true.
to. I mean, everyone's bigger. Does he all of a sudden step out of a time machine from 1970, whatever,
Yeah.
and he's not as tall as those
yeah,
other guys?
they drink less beer now and
Right,
smoke
yeah,
cigarettes in the
exactly.
parking lot.
Yeah, no one has that part-time job in the summer. Like that's all gone. Like, so I mean, like Jack Lambert of today, Jackson Lambert or whatever he would be, very well might be able to do with. I find it hard to believe that somebody like that, because we still saw guys like Elvis Dumervil or even Harrison himself, like guys that weren't the tallest guys that were still just as great. I find that, it's to say just he couldn't just because he's short. I feel that's
got
almost
you.
too limiting.
No,
You're right. Look at James Harrison, right? And
Also a guy that figured out the conditioning aspect of it. This is opposed to when he was driving, the campus bus around Kent State trying to find work. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Chat GPT we're going to snake around. And the pick is in. Is the pick in? The pick is in.
Hello, I'm Chat GPT with the 8th pick. I select Mel Blount for my fantasy team. His exceptional skills as a cornerback and his ability to dominate receivers with his physicality and coverage prowess make him an excellent addition to my defense. Blount's contributions to the steel curtain defense will
Oh,
provide
yada,
us-
yada.
Wow.
Jeez,
Ah,
shut up.
you get it. You like
Yeah,
Blunt.
Mel Blount.
This is why I don't watch Doctor Who. Yeah.
Ah, shoot, I wanted him. So Rod Woodson's off the board, Mel Blount, and Chat GPT has got Mean Joe, Jack Lambert, and Blount. This is they're turning out to be an exceptionally strong defense there. What anything to say about Blount except he's great.
They changed the
I
rules. I mean, I remember my
Yeah.
old man saying that I think once a week when he would, when Rod Woodson would get a pass interference call, it'd be like, well, that's only a penalty now because Mel Blount killed a guy in like 1979.
Mel Blount, the 8th greatest Steeler of all time, according to PFF.
The Ray Lewis of his time.
Okay, the pick is on to me, and I'm torn. Wait, Woodson's already gone. I'm torn here. Palomalu's definitely gone. Oh, I need to go defense, I think. I got 2 offense, 1 defense. And you know what?
Uh-oh.
Gee, the pick is in. I'm going with now I think this guy could definitely play any era. I'm going with left linebacker Jack Ham.
I got a
There
good
you
choice.
go.
That is.
There you go.
If you weren't going to pick him, I was about to.
Yeah.
So that's
And
totally
delicious
acceptable.
name. I love it.
Delicious name, Penn Stater. I got to get, I should have went with an all Penn State room. I got to get Franco in there. You still see him around. I don't know. He's not. You don't see him at the stadium much, but
Well,
he still
doesn't he
works
still
for Penn
work
State.
for Penn State? Isn't he
Yeah.
still?
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
do.
that's a pretty intensive job, I imagine, on weekends in the fall.
I just want to see all these guys back together. Now that we lost Franco, and I want to see these guys together one more time. Lambert doesn't come around
No,
anymore.
he's still the game manager or whatever it is. Right? At that job, or is
Was it like the game warden or something?
Something like that. Yeah, or at least he was. And,
I'd say I want to see him together one more time. It would be nice to get, just like a great alumni group picture with all the 70s and now the 90s and the 08 team. It's 15 years since the 08 team now.
Wow.
I just, I don't want to. It's like we're going to
that's a
start.
little depressing. I hadn't put that in perspective either. Till you said,
We're going to start losing these guys, and I just want to, I want to be able to love them
That
one more
was a
time.
while ago.
So Jack Ham, Greg,
Oh,
the 4th
okay.
pick is now on to you.
Man, I wanted 2 guys, but I guess I'll go. Since I never get to pick the players from the 70s because I didn't see them play, I'll go with. I need something on the defensive line. I'll take L.C. Greenwood. I think another one of those
great
plays in
pick.
any era. They. I mean, we were just having that conversation about how guys back then were smaller. This was a guy back then who was just about as big. Size-wise, this would work out. It was. I needed something on the defensive line, and I'll take the one that was always used as the example, at least for me growing up, of like, this is now the Hall of Fame has the anti-Steelers bias because they put so many in the Hall of Fame. I remember hearing that argument quite a bit growing up.
He's not going to get in the Hall, is he? Is there any? I mean, it's like the further away we get, the less opportunities there are for guys like him.
And it's also that system is so screwy. Like one guy, the one sports writer has to stand up and argue against the other guys and use the stats. And now you're getting the sports writers who maybe didn't see these guys play as much. So I think there's a lot of factors involved there.
Dustin, the pick is on to you. You've got Palomalu, Lynn Swan, and Heath Miller.
I feel like I need to create some debate here. So I'm going to go with a weird one. And I'm going to go running back. I'm going to go Willie Parker before the turf toe.
Oh! Yeah. Fast Willie, that is kind of
could change
before
your game
Franco.
at any moment.
Willie, I felt like he got to, it's sad kind of that he wasn't able to kind of excel as much as he should. But I thought he was great, explosive. He kind of had kind of a Bell thing where it's like he probably could have gone and done so much more. But there's more injury with him, and I don't.
The years when it was Willie and Bus, and we ran like 40
it was a
times
great combination.
a game.
Yeah, he had the muscle and the streak, and it was like bam, bam, bam. It was great.
And then neither of them actually who got the first touchdown in the Super Bowl?
Oh, it was Gary Russell in Super Bowl 43.
Oh, that was 43. Okay.
At
The Seahawks or no?
No, that was the Cardinals one.
Cardinals one. Oh, okay.
But of course, his run in Super Bowl 40.
Oh, yeah.
Greatest of greatest run in Super Bowl history. I don't know, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, I remember. I don't know where you guys were watching it, but I remember watching it. And somebody at the person throwing our party was terrified because he jumps into the end zone like that and the ball rolls out that it was going to be a touchdown. So we were like terrified for like 10 seconds. I don't know if you folks had that until the celebration.
So Willie Parker before Franco or Lev Bell. So
it was more just I feel like it's not always. You just never know. Like I said, if he'd had maybe a longer career, I think maybe.
Mm-hmm. We're playing blitz style. Yeah. So if speed kills.
Speed, I think as far as speed, I feel like he's probably the fastest of that group. Don't you think?
Definitely.
Have to be. 100%.
Yeah, just straight track and field kind of speed. I feel like he's probably the guy.
Well, we'll snake back around to you for your 5th pick.
Oh, I get another one. Wow, this is, you're never ready when you have it back to
yeah,
back.
the back-to-back thing.
Just because you do all the time, you're like, okay, I'm ready. I got this one. It's gonna be fun. And then you're like, oh shoot, I gotta come up with something.
PFF. We'll go. PFF's top 5 on the board right now is Mike Webster, Franco Harris, Dermotty Dawson, Hines Ward, and Donnie Shell.
Very exciting. Let's see. I'm gonna go Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. Look at this secondary. Look at this.
Not a bad goal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Fitzpatrick on that.
Troy Polamalu and Minka Fitzpatrick. It's like only a dream that could be made on this podcast.
Oh yeah. Well, you're not throwing or running against this guy. You have no idea where anyone's going to be.
Oh yeah, they're just all over the place. Mm-hmm. That'd be so fun to watch those two play together. My goodness.
Oh man.
That'd be so.
You'd almost have it'd be weird because you'd move Troy up towards the line.
Just
make it could cover the entire rest of the field.
Well, I always loved it when they would do that. When he would be so close and then pow, just jumps over.
Somehow time it off of the guy's breath. Somehow
he would. Yeah, his timing.
Yeah, how many yards did he run in a game? Because he's running back and forth across the line before the snap. Mm-hmm. He probably ran a couple miles every game.
Talk about a guy that could will a win. It was unbelievable, unbelievable. TJ has that, but it was it just. We need an interception. Here he comes. Here he comes. But yeah, I think Fitzpatrick. I think he's gonna be. Yeah, I think he's gonna be amazing. Mm-hmm. Next couple of years is gonna be fun to watch.
Absolutely.
Are we talking Hall of Fame potential? It's way too early.
Absolutely.
Right?
It is. I think so.
You
yeah.
think so? Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
But there is a path we've now seen. We've seen some of these guys get in that there are.
This is a crucial season coming up for everybody, and so I think everybody's really gonna step up.
Do rings matter in that conversation? I think they
in Hall of Fame, absolutely, 100%.
We get a ring this year. I said it.
That's easily the boldest thing anyone's ever said on this podcast.
Let's do it. Come on, we got to do it. Let's do it. You guys can make fun of me later when you replay this.
No.
When everybody gets hurt.
Why are we making fun of you? Like what? Why would we do that, Dustin?
But the Bengals are beatable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We saw it last year with Mitch. We say that once a week.
I think the Ravens made a mistake in quarterback.
Yeah.
They made some other mistakes on top of that.
I think the Chiefs are due for a flop. And I think it's, I just really think it's going to be a fun year. And I think Pickett is he's determined, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
You don't have to twist my arm. Yeah. I'm getting my ring size. Size it up now. 7.5. I don't know what my ring size is.
Especially how big those things are. I mean, that's practically like a brick when you see some of the later ones. But,
and I heard Bettis lets people try it on in airplanes and stuff. They'll be he'll be on a flight and be like, hey, try it on. They'll come up and want autographs and pictures, and he'll let them try it on, which I think is cool.
Yes, it is.
We had Terry Bradshaw on my day job in the radio show, and we asked him what's an event that's like a 4-ring day? Well, what's the kind of thing that brings out all 4 rings? But he says he donated them to his alma mater or something.
Wow.
He doesn't even it's like, how about that? You got 4 rings, and it's like, whatever, you can have them.
Yeah, they're just things.
It's true, he doesn't. It's not like he forgets he won the game.
It's not like Brady. Every 3 years you got to do a selfie. Where he's like, I mean, if I had that many, I probably would. But anyway.
All right, Greg, 5th round. The pick is you.
I'll take Franco. I mean, we need a running back. We need and certainly, and again, the one that started everything.
You need a tough one.
And the one that started all this. I think the main reason we're kind of all sitting here, I mean, as much as Noel or Green or any of them, is the fact that we're still doing this all these years later. Absolutely. Plus, I remember just how many times at Heinz Field or Acrisure now, even as a kid, just pressing the button on the Immaculate Reception display in there. It's just the little lights and it plays the radio call and all that. And I'm staring up at that, wearing 3 layers of codes. Yes.
So you're like the dynasty team. You got Bradshaw, Stallworth, and Franco,
Well,
and
also-
L.C. Greenwood.
And I'm assuming we're going to play in like 2015, like which are still in like this video game everyone's digitized.
Yeah, can we do this?
Like now
we should do this in Madden. Absolutely.
We've done the work. I got to get a simulator for these teams, right? We've got to
that
make it.
feels like too much work. I think that might be it.
Okay, the 5th pick is mine now. What do I've got? I've got Ben and Antonio Brown, and I got T.J. Watt and Jack Ham. I need some secondary help, and all my men are gone. Geesh. You know what? It's gonna have to be. It's got to be Donnie Shell. Donnie Shell, the safety. You know, he's not a man-to-man kind of guy. I don't. You know, and this is you kind of need some man lockdown skills for this game. But I'm gonna play him that way. I don't know.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, absolutely. And again, I think another one of those guys, I keep saying this because I have nothing else to say, but could play in any era. I mean, that's the one phrase I think, again, it's safety play. They sort of let them maybe hit more than some others. So yeah, I could see that.
I mean, what would the other option be? I could have maybe went like with a Carnell Lake or something.
Maybe not the same heights in terms of career though.
Yeah, you're right.
I loved Lake. I loved watching him play, but man, like...
Okay, so let's see. Chat GPT is on the board, and the pick is in. Is the pick in? Why I keep saying that before it comes in. The pick is in. No?
Hello, I'm Chat GPT with the 10th pick. I choose Antonio Holmes for my fantasy team.
Santonio Holmes.
Santonio
wow,
Holmes.
That's a
Okay.
shock. Chat GPT picked Santonio before Hines Ward.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, but another one that maybe if his career had kept going.
Yeah,
he
he's
hung on
another
to.
one. He's in that Bell thing where it's like if he had just, stayed focused and.
I watched that final drive. It shows up on Twitter almost every day from Super Bowl 43.
Dude, I bought that video, after, when you buy the Sports Illustrated video.
Yeah.
Ugh, I watch it sometimes, just, and
Holmes,
cry.
that final drive, Holmes really gets, and we remember the catch, but he really had all those yards too in that drive.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was so cool because it was like, all right, left side, dropped it. And then let's just do the same play on the right side. Bam! I mean, that was that's why Ben's great. Like, that was I'm pretty sure it was him.
Yeah.
I love Tomlin, but I'm pretty sure that was Ben. Yeah. I put money on it. That was Ben's call.
And don't forget about the lean earlier. The lean for the win against, was it Baltimore?
That's Baltimore.
Yeah,
That's in
yeah,
Baltimore.
yeah.
Another of maybe.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Just one of the greatest plays of underrated, underheralded.
Yeah, 100%.
Sure.
That.
All right. Well, ChatGPT stays on the board, and the pick is in.
Hello, I'm Chat GPT with the 11th pick. I select Casey Hampton for my fantasy team.
Hey.
His dominance as a
Casey
nose tackle
Hampton!
and his ability to anchor the defensive line.
Okay,
makes
stop
him-
talking. Gosh, why does he?
I couldn't even make out words.
Chatty.
on that one.
Casey Hampton. So ChatGPT, I mean, I thought it might, I was like, oh, it doesn't know what it's talking about. It picked Antonio Holmes before Hines Ward. But I think anyone who picks Casey Hampton has a little bit of Steelers knowledge there.
Oh, yeah. Well, no one's going to run on the machine with that. I mean, that was Hampton. And also, Hampton might have been a guy, if you saw him at a different time, they always had those plays where he would cover somebody. You'd only see them in practice, but I mean, every now and then if they needed, he could have covered a running back, a fullback, a particularly big but slow wide receiver.
I also appreciate him. First, his nickname Big Snack, so I can definitely appreciate that. And he would show up. Maybe it only happened once, but I'll say that he would always show up to camp and be physically unable to perform.
It happened multiple times. That was not once.
That's right. I remember that.
Times.
Yeah, it was horrible.
And they'd make him run. Remember that? You'd see the pictures of him running in the shorts.
And it's like, come on, man, Casey Hampton. Is there anyone? I don't even. This Brendan Fajoko is. I mean, he's like 300, but I think Casey was tipping the scales higher than that.
Because they even used to say back then, they're saying like, Casey's 320, but he's not really. He's actually like 330, 340. I remember hearing that just on the radio.
Okay, my sixth pick. What do I've got Big Ben, Antonio Brown. Then I got TJ, Jack Ham, and Donnie Shell. I'm gonna need. Man, am I gonna do it? Am I gonna go? I'm gonna do it. He's not even on. Where is he on the greatest? PFF's greatest list. He's not even on the top 20. He's not on the top 30. He's not in the top 40. He's number 50, the 53rd greatest Steeler of all time, according to PFF. I'm going Le'Veon Bell.
There you go. If you need a running back, that's
I need a running back, and he can catch.
He can run in the snow. He can run in the snow. That's about all. I mean, one season wonder though.
Is it a one season wonder?
Yeah, I feel
one contract for sure.
I mean, it's that. I mean, that one breaks my heart. I love the way he played. I thought he changed. I mean, nobody ever really seen too much of that, like the way he played. And now they kind of try to do that. I think now he kind of does that, but a little bit.
Yeah,
but
should I have gone? Yeah, maybe I should have went Najee instead of
because some of that's going to be a little lower here. But he just didn't want to do it. I mean, I remember thinking that was a thing.
He wanted to make money.
And I get that. But even then, it's not like he went to New York and worked really, really hard.
No. It's a sad thing. Now he's boxing. It's like, come on, man.
And he's still in great shape. Like that. That's the thing.
Is he rapping?
Yeah. Well, he promised that he was going to come out with a Snoop collab, but then he didn't. It was just he released a video, an animated video that Snoop animated cameoed in. It wasn't even his voice. So.
I love how they go to boxing like that's not hard. You know what I mean?
This is much softer for your body.
You know how much discipline you got to do. You gotta be smoking weed and be a boxer. Like, it's like yeah, they have 2 fights. Like okay, that was enough. Yeah, this really hurts.
All right, Greg, the 6th pick is on to you.
Yeah, I mean, I to fill out my defense at I'll take James Harrison.
Wow, James Harrison slipped to the 6th round.
Well, I mean, that's how tough this is. But yeah, I mean, it's because now we're sort of kind of getting into the Hall of Very Good. I'm not sure my voice cracked there. That was odd. But yeah, this is the just outside of the Hall of Fame. But I mean, you were talking about things that show up on Twitter every now and then that you see and stop pressing the buttons. Can't stop watching that. I want to say it was a Monday night game. Maybe it was a Sunday night game against the Ravens where they're wearing the big yellow helmet and he has like the greatest first half of all time. It's like 4 sacks, 2 fumbles caused. They're up like 25-0 or something.
I loved watching him play. He was
it's like he's maybe 1B to Troy for me as far as favorite players. But then it's like Ben too, though. I don't know, but Harrison
I have his jersey. Yeah,
same.
Yeah, I think it was great.
But you don't think he's Hall of Fame? You said you may
No, I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, he's not in there now, but you don't think
No, but I don't think he's going to get in. Okay. It's somebody, whatever the guy is that goes on the Steelers media, I think it's Bob Labriola, and like will answer fan questions and be very condescending about it. They're kind of funny. But that's one of his big things is that Harrison is not going in because it's, I guess, the numbers, there's too few. There's a lot of guys with a lot more sacks and more rings and a whole bunch of stats. Okay. So.
Well, he's 18th greatest Steeler on PFF's list, ahead of John Stallworth, Antonio Brown, Casey Hampton, Greg Lloyd, Marquise Pouncey. So
wow.
Dustin, you have the next 2 picks.
It might just be the beard, but I'm gonna go Brett Kissel.
Yes. There you go. Yes. He has someone to play special teams. That hadn't even occurred to me.
Oh, good point. He can run down a kick. Yeah,
he did for years.
He did. Yeah. He did. It was just fun and just the energy. It really kept that team together. I thought he was great.
7th round pick. He's the. I guess he's the Corey Trice of this. Or
the other guy that did get in that didn't get hurt. What's
Spencer Anderson.
Spencer Anderson.
Yeah.
All right, Dom.
Okay, Dustin, we're going to snake around. So you've got Palomalu, you've got Minka and Kiesel on defense. Your offense is Lynn Swann, Heath Miller, and Willie Parker.
All right.
The 7th pick is on you.
Oh, it is. Like I said, I hate these. I feel like this is the guy that's keeping it together right now and just always Hayward. I'm gonna go Cameron.
That's a good one. Yeah. If you hadn't done it, that was literally.
I just feel like he's the heart of this team right now. Like he's the reason that Watt shows up. Like it's just I feel like he's great.
He's, to believe it or not, even though he has All-Pro and Pro Bowl resume, I think he's underappreciated. You never see his jersey in the stadium. No. It took him so long to get Pro Bowl honors. Even Hall of Honor, even up until maybe like last year or 2 years ago, I was like, I don't know if he's Hall of Honor yet, but obviously now he's that and more.
Dale Lawley, I mean, not to keep quoting other people that I've read, says that he thinks Hayward's on the Hall of Fame track.
Okay.
And his argument is, I guess he has the same stats as Bryant Young, who went in for the 49ers even without a ring. So,
and it's not a sexy position. I mean, it's just grind out, keeping things together. It's it's not like he gets to do a lot for us.
14th greatest Steeler according to PFF. So That puts him above some Hall of Famers. So, Greg, we're on to your 8th pick?
Is it? Or
7th pick.
7th pick. Okay, well, since, Dustin just took Hayward right in front of me, I got to go with the other one. No, which is the right thing. I mean, it's we'll see you out on the field, and we'll settle it then. But I'll take a very similar position. I'll take Aaron Smith, Northern Colorado. Again, maybe the greatest Steeler of his era, not that you could necessarily see every game. His resume was the other things, the great things that folks were doing. Number 91 on the Super Bowl teams.
26th greatest Steeler of all time according to PFF, are newly inducted into
it might even be higher than that, but it's just so hard to judge his game especially when we're giving away points. He's 2 points, but he's
Carnell Lake.
Right? Yeah, it's okay.
If you're truly, stats don't matter, that kind of thing. Aaron Smith is like the guy, all glory, no or all glory, maybe all work, no glory. I don't know.
All grit, no glory.
All grit, no glory.
I'm just making up a cliche at this point. Okay.
All right, it's on to me now. What do we got here? I've got Big Ben, Antonio Brown, and Lev. I got the Killer Bees.
Yes, yeah.
I'm the Killer Bee team.
You do. Yes.
You do. Should that affect this next pick then? Am I going Boswell? What am I?
Maybe Jeff Reed.
Brian Hinkle, maybe. Okay. What do I need? I gotta go. I need some. What do I need? I think I need defense. You know what? Oh, okay. I'm picking this guy because when I was in high school, I sat a couple tables down from him, and after his meal was done, I took the straw from his daiquiri as a souvenir. Wow. I'm going with number 95, Greg Lloyd.
Yes.
So I got I got TJ, Greg Lloyd, and Jack Ham. I'm going to play I guess that's pretty much my defense.
No one is running against you. This is
But if I go up against who has Stallworth and Franco, that's
me.
you.
I think it's me.
Okay, that could be. I might not match up well against you. Or Dustin has Swan and Miller. I might not match up well. But I'm going Greg Lloyd. Yeah, I saw I saw him at Woodson's Bar and Grill. It must have been. It was the Super Bowl season. It was 95 into 96.
We tried to take my mom there once for her birthday, my dad and I, and we found out it had closed 2 years prior.
Oh
man.
Okay, Chat GPT, you are on the board. Let's see, is the pick in? Oh, you know what? This was pretty obvious. The pick is in from. Oh, come on, computer. This, it's like, oh yeah, Chat GPT is so smart, but you still need a human to type it in.
Oh yeah.
Hello, I'm Chat GPT with the 13th pick. I choose Hines Ward for my fantasy team.
Okay. Hines Ward. Finally, this guy slipped so far. Number 11th greatest Steeler of all time according to PFF, Hines Ward. You know what I will say about Hines, and I think we said this a few weeks ago on the, talking about possession catches, these 50-50 balls, and all these tall guys like Chase Claypool and Coates who couldn't really bring in those 50-50 balls. Hines Ward up against anyone. If it was a, quote-unquote 50-50 ball, he seemed to bring it in.
Yeah, he was great. I remember I was in Korea. I was doing a USO tour, and I looked around, and every single billboard was Hines Ward. Because he's part Korean. And so they were just everywhere, like watches and like on buses. And and this is the time like right after the Super Bowl. And so it was just crazy Hines Ward. Like it was just everywhere I looked, it was Hines Ward ad selling something. And it was like, it was so fun. That was a weird.
That's
crazy.
wild, yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, he was a huge celebrity in Korea. Probably still is. I mean.
And George Pickens, who went to Georgia, couldn't remember his name when they asked who his favorite Georgia receiver was.
I believe it. It's what is it? Hines was supposed to be the quarterback at Tennessee, but then Peyton withdrew from Ole Miss. His commitment to Ole Miss, and then he went to Tennessee, so Tennessee kicked out Hines, and then Hines ended up at Georgia. So that I remember hearing that at the time.
Butterfly effect.
Yeah, everything.
Chat GPT back on the board, and the pick is in.
Hello, I'm Chat GPT with the 14th pick. I select Ernest Ortner for my fantasy team. His Hall of Fame career as a defensive tackle.
Ernie Stoltner, the only other, besides Franco and Minjo, the only other retired Jersey.
Right.
Defensive tackle. Is he even on? Where does he come on this list? ChatGPT went deep for that.
They think they have him at, where do they have him? They might not have him.
Wow. PFF is like, who? But yeah, defensive tackle, Hall of Famer, retired his jersey. Steeler fans don't know because it wasn't part of the dynasty.
Well, I mean, you could see the giant, like, they have like a 6-foot version of the jersey in the stadium.
Yeah.
Like, you do see it in the Hall of Honor.
All right, now it's my pick. What do I got here? I got the Killer Bees. I've got the best 3-4 linebackers in the game.
I wasn't lying about this pen. I mean,
Oh, no, we all know, Dustin. Yeah, we know how bad the pen is. It's like...
I was trying to write notes. I was like, I can't.
Folks, if you're listening to this, the pen is just as bad as you imagine.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy.
Pretty much like my comedy sets at Flappers. They fall apart after about 2 minutes.
You who makes you a man. It does.
I hope that's the case, Dustin. I hope that's the case.
Well, I'll tell you who grew some hairs on their chest this past weekend was Dean Del Rey. We watched him.
Oh, that's fun. I love that.
Well, I won't drop names, but
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
Okay, the pick is on to me. What I got, okay, so we're going to do 5 and 5. I got, how many defenders do I got? I got TJ, Jack Ham, Donnie Shell, and Greg Lloyd. So I only get one more defender. I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to go, I need an O-line because if I'm going to try to run it all with Lev Bell, I got to have someone to block. So I am going to an O-line, and I'm going with the 9th greatest Steeler, according to PFF, Dermody Dawson, center, Hall of Fame center, although he also played guard, I believe, his rookie year.
First season. Yeah, because I think the other Hall of Fame center was the other guy. So
I was just about to pick Pouncey, so.
All right, Greg.
I mean, I guess, yes. I totally forgot about offensive linemen because I'm a little bit slow on the rolls, which, again, is why I don't do actual fantasy football. But I will go. I think we're going to have a run here, I imagine, so I will take Alan Faneca. I will take maybe the greatest offensive lineman in Steeler history. That's certainly real debate to be had there, but absolutely in the conversation. And yeah, I mean, it's just, everything that those 90s teams were and the later ones, he was a catalyst for just about all of it.
Hall of Fame, right? Can't argue. Shoot, yeah, from that Cowher era, we're not. How many Hall of Famers we're going to get? Faneca,
the boss.
You don't think we're going to get Harrison?
I don't think we're going to get Harrison. I don't think we're going to get Hines.
Joey Porter. I don't think he's
Porter.
No.
I think it's Ben, and I think it's Troy, and I think it's Allen, and the bus, and I think that's.
Right,
yeah,
okay,
but again, 4 Hall of Famers on a team is pretty good.
Yeah, sure, or from an era, yeah, sure, yeah. Okay, well, and we can't judge Tomlin's era yet.
No. And also, just as we've been talking about, there are a lot of guys that should things continue to progress, are on a track.
On pace. There you go. Kind of like Kenny's preseason. On pace,
baby.
Speaking of quarterbacks, you don't have one yet, Dustin. You're on the clock with the next 2 picks.
Well, I can't make that statement and would not say Kenny Pickett. Yeah.
You going for him? You going for KP?
Yeah, I'm going for him. I'm going for it. I can't say that and not believe in the guy. I have to believe in him that much.
Mm-hmm. I think this is the season too.
I do. He looks tight. He looks good. I think they're going to take care of him. I think he's going to be healthy. It's going to be good, man.
Unknown Pickett before a Cordell, before a Neil O'Donnell, before Bubby. But I think
I'm fine with all that. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
No, and I'm not saying against
Neil
those guys.
O'Donnell. Come on.
We've seen Kenny for a whole 30 seconds, but
I don't know, man. We saw a nice second half of the movie.
Yeah,
it was a nice second half of the movie. We saw a lot, and there were some good teams they beat and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I might have to get the jersey. It might be the year to get the jersey.
Yeah, I think so. And with all the drama to play around all that is crazy. For a rookie like that, come on.
And watching those other quarterbacks from that draft class now get cut and get, Malik Willis.
Yeah.
Who else? The other dude.
They just cut Matt Corral. Remember we used to have those debates on here?
Yeah.
All those first-round picks?
Trubisky's not terrible.
Right.
And he's not. Mm-hmm. And it's just...
As good a backup as there is.
He is. And he found a way to just get in there and make those moments, or those plays that we're going to, make them start. So
all right. Well,
exciting.
We're starting round 9. 2 picks left. Dustin, you are on the clock. You've got Kenny, Lynn Swann, Heath Miller, Willie Parker. On defense, you've got Polamalu, Minka Fitzpatrick, Brett Kiesel, Cam Hayward.
How come there's no kickers on here?
Well, if you want to, I didn't print the kicker list, but you know what? I figured of a blitz style game, we weren't kicking field goals.
Blitz. Oh, it's about the game.
But you know what though? If you want a kicker.
The rules
I
aren't
don't
too
need a
tight
kicker.
here, Dustin. if you
Yeah,
wanna
but
pick a
I mean,
kicker.
I do like Boswell.
Okay.
Sure.
You know, I feel like I think there was a season where he was the only one that was doing anything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was one of those seasons where it was like, if you wanted points, you had to put him in. And it was like, I think I bought his jersey, which was hilarious when you're just wearing the Boswell jersey and what? And so, but yeah, I just feel like, he's
Over
just,
50 yards, I feel like, or over 40 yards, I'll even say. I feel like he's been money. You know,
As
he
good
had,
as I've ever seen.
He had the one bad season, and then
he
But
did.
he was hurt.
He was hurt. He was hurt, man.
He was hurt.
He was hurt. He
And
was
then-
playing with a hurt leg. Yeah.
And then, you know,
He's
we didn't
gotta-
make the playoffs this past year, so you kind of forgive some of the misses there. But
Yeah.
I think he's been flawless besides the one bad season.
Yeah, I think it's as
had
good
one
a
bad
kicker.
season, but then he turned it around.
And I think it's also, it kind of gets back to what we were talking about a while ago about the, you know, the players from the 70s, could they play in this era? The kickers of this era are so much better than the ones at any other time, just in terms of the 40s and the 50s and the weird weather and all that. So, yeah, I think Boswell's a great pick if you're going to have the kicker for this.
Yeah.
I mean, Gary Anderson was the team MVP for one season in the 80s. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to go kicker, that might be the only other one to consider.
Sure.
Greg, for round 9, who do you like?
What do we have? How many offense and defense? I'm worried I'm going to end up like 7-3 here or something.
So you've got on offense, you've got Bradshaw, Stallworth, Franco.
Okay.
On defense, you've got Hot Rod, L.C. Greenwood, Debo, Aaron Smith. Also, you've got Faneca on offense. You've got you're 4-4.
Okay, so I'm 4-4. So I get one more offense, one more defense. You know, we need one more weapon on offense. I'm going to do it. Give me Cordell.
Yeah.
Take Cordell.
I was thinking about that.
Just because I remember there was something, I don't know where I heard it, but Dick Hoke apparently told Cordell, he said, hey, if you had kept being a receiver, you would have been a Hall of Famer.
What?
And Dick Hoke, I mean, that, you know, there's family generations that never saw as much football as that man. So I mean, for him to say that, he doesn't strike me as like a joking around guy either. So I mean, maybe in my, you know, pixelated dimension here, Cordell, I can use him in both things. He can play in this era, and I can send him as a receiver. I can have him drop back if need be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll take
I
that.
think if he had started that last Cowboys Super Bowl, we would have won. Like, you know, just throwing him in there, panic. They always threw him in a panic instead of like preparing the whole game for him to play. You know, they just like, you can get in there, you know, do some crazy stuff. You know, and just like if they had just like prepared more, I think, to play him. I think because he plays like, you know, Mahomes and all that stuff. So it's like he could have, you know.
Is it a double standard? Because when you talk about Ben, it's like, oh yeah, Ben draws up his own plays, Ben being Ben.
Yeah.
But when it would come to Cordell, it was like, oh, he wasn't, you know, wasn't disciplined. He had to play backyard ball. I don't know. It's kind of the same thing as
He
Ben.
was doing that.
But Ben we praise, and Cordell was like, you know, the hadn't been or something.
Well, and Pittsburgh's pretty racist. Let's break it down a little.
Oh yeah, I was growing up at the time. I saw that every weekend, Dustin. Yes.
There was a whole nother thing with him about not liking girls. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
But-
And that only happened when he started losing.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I loved watching him play. He was great. I had his jersey too. I was
same.
on board. I thought it was so fun to watch, and they played the Cowboys. That was so nostalgic, and then they didn't start, and they should have.
Okay, the pick is on to me. I'm looking at my defense. Even though I've got TJ, Jack Ham, Donnie Shell, and Greg Lloyd, I don't have someone that can hit the trenches hard. And does this guy hit the trenches hard? He's not. He's I'm gonna go with another linebacker, but maybe he can play some of that defensive line. He could also drop back in coverage. I'm going with number 99, Levon Kirkland.
I was going to do it if you
Yeah?
did. That was absolutely what I was going to pick. If he had been able to quit eating, he might have been a Hall of Famer. I mean, he was as good as there was. But the man just couldn't stop eating. It was so sad. But like, yeah,
All right, the pick is up now to Chat GPT. Oh, here's the first error in Chat GPT because he's just picked L.C. Greenwood. I just gave Chat GPT a gender. He has already been chosen. Try again. And the pick is in. No, okay. Already. All right, we're getting to the flaws now. He just selected John Starworth. All right, come on.
okay. Well, it
Choose
hallucinates,
again.
right? Isn't that the word you're supposed to use when this thing messes up?
Okay, Paul, I apologize for the mistake. The pick is in. And I'm going to hit
Hello, I'm Chat GPT with the 16th pick. I select Andy Russell.
Andy
Oh,
Russell.
hey, there we go.
Linebacker. All 70s team, I believe.
I think that's right, yes.
You know, everyone talks about Ham and Lambert, but Russell, man, Russell was up there too. That's what I'm saying about those Knoll teams. Everyone was great. Like, no one's going to be like, oh yeah, remember when Tomlin had Quincy Roche? You know, like, no. But when you talk about the Knoll teams, even, you know, all these other guys were great too.
Well, but Tomlin also has a hand in creating this team. I mean,
okay,
that's sort of the other part.
It's a little biased from that.
Okay, they're back up again.
Okay. Here we go. This is Chat GPT. This is the last round, right?
Last
This is
round,
it. Closing
final round.
All right,
The pick is in. What?
Dan Marino.
Oh my gosh.
Johnny Unitas. Please tell me it did that. That'd be so great. He made that one training camp. Like,
it's not Johnny Unitas, but we are going back, and this just shows ChatGPT knows.
Hello, I'm Chat GPT with the 17th pick. I choose Bobby Lane for my fantasy team.
Hey! Bobby Lane!
Wow. Going back
when did they even have shoulder pads back then? They were just wearing helmets.
They didn't have face masks.
Everybody had the kicker. The bar face mask.
You got that very leather hat. Yeah.
Two Pro Bowls, two second team All Pros, which I don't think Ben ever was All Pro, was he?
I'd be surprised in the era Ben played in. I mean, maybe he was second or third team or something. But
you know, Bradshaw was MVP in '78.
Okay.
But you know, I don't know if we've had All Pros at quarterback. So maybe Bobby Lane. Maybe it was the ChatGPT waited until the last round to make it happen.
That could be.
Okay. My final pick here. Let's see. I need someone on offense. My offense is Big Ben, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Dermody Dawson. I need a receiver. Or am I going to just run? Am I going to run all this? Let's go to the receivers list. Oh, maybe. I'm torn. I'm torn. I could go with the Pro Bowler in the Hall of Honor. Okay. I could go with the speed demon, faster than. I already got AB though. Mm-hmm. I need possession.
And you need to give AB the ball.
I need to give AB the ball. Mm-hmm. I need possession. So you know what? I'm going. Might be a surprise for my final pick. I'm going. Deontay Johnson.
Nice.
Pro Bowler.
Nice. I was thinking that.
DJ is, you know, compared to all these other, you know, Hines Ward, Antonio Brown, Stallworth, Miller, Len Swan, but DJ is, you know, 100 receive. He's on that Hines Ward pace, I feel.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The offense still goes through him until
he's gonna have a crazy year, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Greg, your final pick.
And it has to be on defense, right? I think I'm at 5 and 4 there. Yeah. What do I have on defense already? I know I have Rod.
You've got Hot Rod. You've got LC Greenwood, James Harrison, Aaron Smith. You might need some. You might need someone in the secondary.
Yeah, I think I. You know what? No, I don't. I'm going to take the prior for my final pick. I'm not going to worry about my secondary because I'm going to pick Jason Gilden, and we're just going to get 1 million sacks. I'm going to play like those teams did. I'm just going to keep hitting the quarterback and hope that you don't notice that I have Hank Poteet back there or something.
Yeah, or Anton Blake or something.
Yes, yes, someone of that. You got the more updated reference of my Hank Poteet. And, we also would have accepted Dwayne Washington, who was way too high on this list.
Really?
But Jason Gilden was the all-time sack leader for a long time. I mean, his house was like maybe, I don't want to say like half a mile from mine. And I remember thinking, like, if my dog ran away, like I remember having dreams like a little kid, like my dog would run away and Jason Gilden would find it. Like I remember thinking that. No, very little, so I'll go with the original 92. I mean, I know I had a bunch of friends that just had the 92 jersey with Gilden and just like kept it for Harrison. Like,
you've got 2 92s and a 91. You could be the and what was LC? You could be the confusing.
I don't even remember. Yeah,
you could be the
well, it's like the preseason. Everyone can wear the same jersey over and over again, like they do with McFarland and Alexander.
All right, Dustin, the final pick of the draft. I'll just say who are the highest ranked Steelers still on the board. We've got Mike Webster. We've got James Ferrier, Marquise Pouncey, Carnell Lake, Lawrence Timmons, Joey Porter.
You know, sometimes you just like a player. you know, because of a moment or something. I remember I went and saw a Giants game, Steelers playing the Giants, and it was around the Sandy hurricane thing, so it was a great win. And the whole time I had my Steelers stuff on, and we were just getting harassed the entire game. And we left kind of early because my girl's with me. I was like, we can't do this. And they're just about to leave. I look up, and Mike Wallace just catches one and just runs it in, man. And I ran all the way back to my seats, and I just gave it to all those Giants fans. I go, screw you. Da, da, da. It was just like I got right back in their face, and I was a half a mile away, and I ran all the way back. So I feel like I wish he had stayed a Steeler. I thought he was just a great player. I don't know how much he did with the Dolphins and stuff, but I just liked him. I thought he was fast. And when he caught that ball, man, pop, he could just pop off.
You know, don't forget what we learned from, I believe it was the Pivot podcast, that they offered Wallace the contract first, and then when he turned it down, that's when they gave it to Antonio Brown.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
You know, even then at that era, like Wallace was the preferred.
Yeah, I really liked watching him play. The catch and run was phenomenal on him. Mm-hmm. And I think Pickens is starting to try to play like that. So
absolutely.
Well, all right, we did it. We did it. Should we go over these?
Well, I want to give you this. This is for the show. This is you booked me, so I'll give you this.
This is so kind.
It's like Hall of Fame cards.
Wow.
You know, you guys can it's got facts or funny things on it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm regifting it, but I feel like you guys are gonna appreciate it more. You're gonna appreciate it more. It's new. It's not like but it's got.
It's like I remember. You remember? Nice. Yeah, remember when we went to Iraq and they had the so you knew who your enemies were. It's like the same thing. Like, okay, this is.
So you can have with the show. If you want to maybe pull one out and read a thing. It's fun.
We got to give Kenny an ace on the next deck, right?
Absolutely.
Dustin, where can we find you, like on social media or anything you want to promote coming up?
Yeah, you can just at Dustin_Chafin on Instagram and my website, DustinChafin.com. And I will be, I don't know when this airs, but I'll be in Indianapolis at Crackers Comedy Club, greatest name in comedy. I'll be there September 8th and 9th. And and I'll also be in Long Island, New York at Governor's. That'll be at 29th and 30th of September. So come out to one of those and we'll have a good time.
Yeah, follow you because you got to follow all the Steelers comedians. So, and it's not just Michael Keaton and Gardell.
I just want to say I did this. I played what's the stadium where the Penguins play?
PPG Paints.
I played there with Nate Ragazzi.
So I saw a picture
and it was 10,000 people,
wow.
and I did 6 minutes of Steelers jokes that didn't do that great. But I wrote all Kenny Pickett stuff. And I'm gonna tell you, when 10,000 people aren't into something, you're like, you really feel it. And that's when you're like, okay, A stuff, because I wrote all this Steelers stuff, and then I was just like, okay, try not to do brand new stuff when it's 10,000. Yeah.
Hey, well, I saw Matt Rife set when he was in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yes.
He was trying to do Steeler jokes too, and it was like the same.
Yeah. People are like, okay, let's do some crowd work. Yeah. Take off your shirt and do some crowd work.
Well, we went long, but hopefully you enjoyed it. We'll have to put these online, the whole rosters, and you can decide who has the best all-time Steelers fantasy draft. As always, you can follow me at Kyle Chrise, but why the hell would you do that? Greg, how about you?
Greg Benevent, B as in boy, E-N-E, V as in Victor, E-N-T.
And you actually can't see us this weekend at
Right,
Flappers because we're going to the
Pittsburgh.
game.
That will be at the game.
Oh, that's amazing.
Well, I don't have my tickets yet, but I'm I might be at the Rivers Casino watching the game.
Yeah, those tickets are going up, I'm sure.
Yeah. Man. All right. Until next week when we're 1-0, starting our Super Bowl season.
There you go.
Did I just jinx it?
I like it.
All right. Keep listening to your coach.
Be their best selves. That's going to be required.
Stay in school.